Happy Monday, my friends. My name is Thad Riley, and here we are. We're doing this thing again, episode 246 of this thing we call the Thadcast. It's Motivational Monday, and I am fired up. If you're watching on YouTube, by the way, you can tell I'm fired up because my skin is quite tan, burned to a crisp. I'm just kidding. I did all the lotions. I'm totally fine. We spent the day at the beach yesterday. If you want to ever observe human beings, there's a couple of places to do that. Number one place in the entire world is airports. That is like the pool of people and all of their stuff. We're just weird at airports. Another place where we're just weird are beaches, right? Because it's like this melting pot of folks coming together. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know what to do with other people. Kids, though, kids get it because they like scream and throw sand and they run in the ocean. And I walked by this little boy yesterday and we were social distancing, but my ears didn't feel like it. You feel me with this? I know you totally understand. So today we are going to talk about the human experience a little bit too, and we are going to talk about positivity. If there is anything that we need to talk about on Monday to kick off our week, it's a story of positivity, just the whole thing. So here's a few interesting things from psychology today. I'm going to read this paragraph to us. It's a short one. It's good. On average, the most optimistic men and women in a study, so they've done a study on positivity, had the odds of reaching age 85 that were 50 to 70% greater than the least optimistic study participants. Are you following me here? These statistics take demographic differences and lifestyle into consideration. After adjusting for demographics and health conditions, women and men in the highest versus lowest optimism quartile had a 14.9% longer lifespan. So basically, if you're an optimist, you have about a 15% chance of living longer and over 50% chance of living to age 85. And that makes sense. I was sharing this information with my lovely wife who made a comment. She said, that makes sense because the optimistic person would think that if they go for a hike, they'll make it to the top. Or if they go to the gym, they'll get a good workout in, right? So that makes sense that it would fuel us. But let me tell you that here's the deal. Here's the deal, my friends. This world that we live in today, we are on a little bit of a negative bent. Me, you, the whole shebang. And we need to kind of pull out of it a little bit. And we need to be a culture of can-do and pick-me-up rather than a culture of restrictions and oppression. We need to get moving on a positive narrative. So how do we do that? How do each of us become an optimist? The study also says that optimism, although you may have some bents at birth and some personality traits, that anyone can learn to be an optimist. So I'm going to give you Thad's 5 key tips of optimism. And if you know me, you know I'm an optimist. I'm an eternal optimist. It's just the way that I'm built, and it's also, I guess, the life that I've decided to live. And I think these 5 key points are what helped me to build that optimistic narrative. All right, so number 1, a spirit of gratefulness. People who are grateful appreciate the good and see the good that they've been given. And we recognize it as we should. People who are always feeling that they're not getting what they deserve feel the opposite, right? They feel entitled and frustrated, which makes a more negative story. If you want a positive story in your life, find everything you can that you're grateful for and think about it and talk about it and write it down. And that is step 1 in becoming an optimist, developing a heart of gratefulness. Step 2, read the scriptures and fill yourself with the optimistic narratives of God's word. Now, another key point on that is garbage in, garbage out. So think of even the music that you listen to, the books that you read, the television that you watch, the news media stories today. All of that, so much of it, has a negative influence, but we can combat that. And that's why reading is so important. You get a guy like Bob Goff in your life, and there's nothing you can do. You read Bob Goff books and you're like, woo, I'm feeling good. We're moving the right direction here. Things are better than they appear even. And the optimistic journey begins, right? So garbage in, garbage out, right? You've heard it before. And that's where we bring the scriptures into play, because they give us a rock solid, hopeful, optimistic foundation. Number 3, and I mentioned it earlier with Bob Goff, kind of a 2B kind of thing, but read books that empower and encourage you. Not just like self-help weirdo books, but true books. They can be entertaining, but that continue an optimistic narrative. Books are a great way, reading is a great way to control your mind frame and move it in a positive direction. Number 4, and this should probably be about number 2. Okay, I did them like in reverse order because this is where it really gets important. Build relationships with optimistic people. Find them, seek them out, run to them. Optimistic people, having them in your life can change everything about your day. Hey, I like your outfit. Hey, you have a great smile. Hey, your hair looks really good. By the way, I just saw a new hair lady, a new stylist the other day, 2 days ago. I'm telling y'all, pumped. She did great. I think my guy retired after 56 years, so it's been a little trepidatious. But I went in with an optimistic approach, and I like my hair. And a lot of times I don't like my hair, so we're good. We're good. But surround yourself with optimistic and positive people. Now, you may be stuck in a family with someone who is negative albatross around your neck weighing you down, okay? Then you need balance. You need to find those optimistic people to bring in as friends in other relationships. You need to be deliberate and not sit back. Those people need to be a force in your life. We don't ditch family. We don't ditch people because they're going through a hard time and they're pessimistic. We inspire them by living a more optimistic narrative ourselves. People matter. Surround yourself with optimistic, encouraging, energized people. Number 5, and finally the most important, believe in Jesus. He's the bastion of hope for our world today. Everything about Jesus is good and optimistic. He saved mankind from their sins for all of eternity to live in paradise. It's so good. It's so good. It begins and it's in the middle and it ends with Jesus and how good he is. The world is negative today. It is. And I think our key point of action is we can do things to build and breed a more optimistic story in our world today. I hope you'll join me on that adventure. I hope this episode rings true to you, and I hope you'll share it with somebody else today. And that would make my day. That's always good when you share it with a friend or on social media. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. So that's it. That's it for your Monday Motivation, episode number 246 of the Thadcast. We will be back mañana. I'll stop with the Spanish stuff. It doesn't work. And until next time, may you be blessed.